السلام عليك يا نبي الله. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Apostle Habibullah, the most beloved of Allah, His chosen, for whom He created His creation, His kindest mercy to the world's Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, his father Abdullah alayhi salam, and all ancestors, the best, the noblest, the best of the servants of the Almighty Allah, his mother Amina alayha salam, his nurse, and all ancestors from both his paternal and maternal side, the purest in every aspect. His father Abdullah alayhi salam had passed away before he was born. His mother Amina looked after him for 6 years until she passed away. His grandfather took his charge, and at the age of 8 he lost his grandfather. He was then raised under the care of his uncle Abu Talib alayhi salam. His behavior right from his childhood was astounding. Unlike other children, he was always clean, well dressed, well groomed, well fragranced at all times. His remarkable behavior from his very childhood attracted everyone to him. Unlike other children, he never was attracted to food and drinks, and throughout his life he has never talked or complained of being hungry or thirsty. His uncle Abu Talib alayhi salam says, "I never heard a lie, nor an action indecent, or an inappropriate laughter from Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. He was humble, loving, and kind to all at all times." At the age of 13, he first accompanied his uncle Abu Talib alayhi salam to Syria. It was in this business trip his talents, his loyalty, his trustworthiness, his greatness, his personality was seen and known. At the age of 25, he marries Khadija alayha salam. Among the people, he was known as Muhammad, the Amin, the trustworthy. It was at this very age when the renovation of the Holy Kaaba was complete and tribes were disputing to have the honor of installing Hajarul Aswad, the black stone. Upon the advice of the Holy Prophet, Hajarul Aswad was installed by a union of all tribes having a dispute to install it themselves. He sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam officially starts his prophetic mission at the age of 40. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam is the most perfect, the greatest, and the foremost of all prophets alayhimus salam. His greatness is such that the Almighty in the glorious Quran addresses him with his distinguished titles, Ya Ayyuhar Rasul, O Apostle, or Ya Ayyuhan Nabi, O Messenger. Never addresses him by his name, and further says that he is a perfect example for all. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. It is him sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam who has all the perfect human values, for which the Almighty says, إِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ, and you possess an exalted standard of character. The Almighty further says, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ, and had you been rough, hard-hearted, they would certainly have dispersed from around you. One of the essential elements that played a part in the advancement of Islam was kindness, mercy, good character, good behavior of the Apostle of Allah, Habibullah, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Never was he seen misusing his time, efforts in vain. In his prayers he always said that I seek refuge in you from laziness and being idle. He dealt with justice, never lied nor cheated, never hurt another, nor was miserable. He believed, practiced and preached that it was goodness, truth and trustworthiness which is the backbone of life. These were the basic teachings of all prophets, alayhimus salam. He believed, taught and preached that all oppressors must be fought, not that one politely acts like an observer. He sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, help your brother, may he be an oppressor, zalim, or a mazloom, oppressed. The companion said, oppressed is understood, but why when he is an oppressor? Here, mercy to the world sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam explains, help him correct himself so that he is not corrupt or causes corruption in the land. In this day and age, when all ethical values are at a decline, we must know that the prophets have a beautiful dimension which needs to be studied more. To those who hurt him, he replied with all grace. A Jew in the neighborhood poured hot ashes on him every day. He stood in the corner, dusted and cleaned himself, and continued. He never changed his route, despite his knowledge that he would be hurt again. One day the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam passed, and the hot ashes did not drop. He inquired and was informed that the person who threw them has fallen ill. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam visited him. The Jew was ashamed and finds this kindness and sincerity of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam has corrected his evil behavior. His presence was mercy to all. Skin color, caste, creed and nation did not matter to him. For him everyone was a servant of the Almighty God, provided and fed by God tabaraka wa ta'ala. To him that what mattered were the human values. He said, all are the children of Adam, and Adam was created from dust, living in peace and freedom before any war, to forgive and to pardon before punishment, and to be easy when avenging. That is why we see that all the wars, the aim was to make humanity and its values prevail. He, with all tolerance, he invited people to ihsan, goodness. An example of it can be seen in the victory of Mecca. He could have dealt with them in the most severe way, but he forgave them. He forgave the captives and slaves and instructed his soldiers to deal with them with grace. He accepted everyone with open arms. When alone he was sad and in meditation, sad as to whether he had performed his duty. He never stared or looked at anyone. Most of the time his looks were to the ground. He sat very humbly, not crossing his legs, and never stretched his legs before anyone. He was first in greeting the salam even to the youngsters and slaves. In gatherings he sat in the nearest empty spot, never allowed anyone to stand before him. He never interrupted any conversation. Everyone associated to him felt that he was the nearest and the most liked by him. He spoke little but precise, never polluted his tongue with wrong. he was very shy. He never complained or uttered a word. When he was hurt, he visited the ill and participated in their funerals. Except in disputes, he would not allow anyone to talk about another or swear in his presence. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, I will mediate for 4 on the day of judgment. أربعة أنا الشفيع لهم يوم القيامة معين أهل بيتي والقاضي لهم حوائجهم عندما اضطروا إليه. Says one who helps my household, one who fulfills their needs. وَالْمُحِبُّ لَهُمْ بِقَلْبِهِ وَلِسَانِهِ, one who loves them with his heart and tongue. وَالدَّافِعَ عَنْهُمْ بِيَدِهِ, and one who defends them with his hand. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, to have your actions accepted, the following criteria has to be observed. Says no word will be accepted but with actions, nor action will be accepted but with a sincere intention, and no word nor action nor intention will be accepted but that it was in accordance to the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He further mentions regarding the initial questioning in the hereafter. Says لا تزول قدم العبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربعة. No one will step a step but that he will be inquired about 4. عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن شبابه فيما أبلاه. As to how did he spend his life, his youth, how did he pass it? وعن علمه كيف عمل به. His knowledge, how did he act towards it? وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه. His wealth, how did he earn and where did he spend? وعن حبنا أهل البيت, and the love towards us the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And in this regard he further says, من مات على حب آل محمد مات شهيدا. One who dies with the love of Al Muhammad has died a martyr. ألا ومن مات على حب آل محمد مات مغفورا له. One who dies with the love of Al Muhammad has died being forgiven. ألا ومن مات على حب آل محمد مات تائبا. One who dies with the love of Al Muhammad has died repented. ألا ومن مات على حب آل محمد مات مؤمنا مستكمل الإيمان. One who dies with the love of Al Muhammad, a believer with perfect Iman, is his death. ألا ومن مات على بغض آل محمد جاء يوم القيامة مكتوب بين عينيه مأيوس من رحمة الله. One who dies with the hatred of Al Muhammad will appear on the day of judgment written between his eyes in despair from the mercy of Allah. ألا ومن مات على بغض آل محمد لم يشم رائحة الجنة. One who dies with the hatred of Al Muhammad will never smell the fragrance of the paradise. Addressing the Muslims, defining their duties, he sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, من أصبح لا يهتم بأمور المسلمين فليس منهم ومن سمع رجلا ينادي يا للمسلمين فلم يجبه فليس بمسلم. One who does not strive in serving the Muslims is not a Muslim, and one who hears a man's call seeking help and does not respond is not a Muslim. On this day, we extend our condolences to the Imam of age and ask the Almighty Allah to shackle the hands of all those who served in insulting his dearest prophet Habibullah Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
اللهم إنا نشكو إليك فقد نبينا صلواتك عليه وآله وغيبة ولينا وكثرة عدونا وقلة عددنا وشدة الفتن بنا وتدار الزمان علينا وصل على محمد وآله وقنا على ذلك بفتح منك تعجل وبذر تكشف ونصر تعز وسلطان حق تظهر ورحمة منك تجللنا وعافية منك تلبسنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.